Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, yes, guys, I feel a whole lot better, even though the metamorphosis is still ongoing, because I do feel some stretching going on in my mouth. Anyways, guys, let's go to the Gauteng High Court in the sense of Mewa unalive trial. And you see what I meant. I don't know if I have said this before, that put your statement in your mother tongue. You have a right also to have a trial in your mother tongue. Just because lawyers and judges went to law school and learned the law in English and Afrikaans, because right now, what Gininda is doing, he's playing with English words. He will say, well, you have to read this in its entirety. Well, the context is, well, if you look at it this way, we are looking at one word, there. And the word there comes in different interpretation. The, there. Now you have to choose between the and there. And then you get convicted because you chose the instead of there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Your mother tongue has one word, and that one word means one thing. There's no going around it. There's no interpretation of it. Mr. Nxumalo is good with dismantling statements and affidavits. And this is exactly what he's doing with Brigadier Gininda. Brigadier Gininda noticed this. That is why he is taking Mr. Nxumalo on a long, winding, but a bit of a shortcut road by just shutting him up by saying, well, you are reading it wrong. I mean, we did see Judge Rat, I think, on Monday, and he entered the arena just to let Mr. Mnisi know that when somebody says, I anglas le local, or I don't know that case, he made interpretation. I think he came with 3 different interpretations with one example, which, by the way, all of them made sense if you do look into the context of what is being said by the person who says, I don't know anything about that case. Because I don't know anything could mean anything. I do know because I watch in the news, but I have no connection with it. I do know because everybody's talking about it, but I don't know what the merits are. I do know about the case. I am involved, but I have a right to remain silent type of situation. So do you see all these many interpretations of, how many words? 4 words. 4 words. Mr. Nxumalo yesterday had to tell the Brigadier that my question consists or pertains 14 words. But what did the Brigadier do? He was like, this is English. Well, now what are you talking about? I will tell you what you want to, what you don't want to hear, but suits the narrative of why I brought these 5 innocent people in this matter. Right now, it's about a number. A number in Zungu's statement. For some reason, he remembers there's a number, but he does not, or he's not able.
1723.
I'm sorry, they're back.
The sequence of numbers, my lord, are not here because on mine.
Sequence of numbers.
Now, as I said, my lord, others will remove. There's a last page of 175. I do not have 74 going downwards. There's only one page of 175. So the chronology of this part, it is not clear. But if you go further, where now it refers to the identikit which he says is marked A194, that is also in order, because if you go to volume 3, you will find that A194 indeed it refers to identikit of the 2 intruders. So the only...
But here's the thing, he did not mention this now that he's coming with. He's only mentioning this because Mr. Nxumalo challenged him about the number. Judge Rata, like, he sprang out of his bench and said, were these numbers discovered to you? He says, I don't know, I'm not familiar with them. And asked Baloyi, are these numbers that the Brigadier is talking about discovered to the defense? And he's like, oh yeah, everything has been discovered to them. And so, but then we are wasting time. I can adjourn so you can familiarize yourself with the... He is irritated at the defense because Gininda is playing with English words. So that is why I keep saying, guys, if you ever find yourself in a situation and it's going to involve the police, at the police station, every time you meet a police officer, ask that your statements be in your mother tongue. Because with your mother tongue, there's no interpretation. There are no contexts. It's just content. Oh, you misunderstood this word. What I meant to say was, that's English for you. Just because you're speaking and you think you understand it, it doesn't mean what the person said to you is exactly what they said to you. I mean, I use sarcasm all the time and it flies over many people's heads. And in my head, I'm like, you have no idea what I just said to you, do you? No idea. So these are the things that I'm talking about. Gininda, he is being sarcastic towards Advocate Nxumalo throughout his testimony. That is why Mr. Nxumalo, I like him, because he doesn't move. If he doesn't understand, he says, I don't understand. And then he'll be like, oh, I already dealt with this. Every time he says, I already dealt with this, deal with it again. Don't tell us, say it again. Because when he says, I said this, he's basically tapping into your psychology by saying you are not smart. You don't listen. Listening is a skill type of situation. And when he also says you need to read this in context, when a person tells you that, they're basically saying you have a tunnel vision. That means you have no insight. You don't see what's going on this side. You don't see what's going on the other side as well. Your tunnel vision is just like this. You know, like what do you call this? Horse races. They put blinders, is it blinkers or blinders, so that they focus on on the track. They don't get disturbed by the other horses on their side. That is what Gininda is using against the defense. So it's incredible, it's upsetting, and also quite frustrating. I still have the anesthetic. It's kind of winding down a bit. So sometimes I talk like this. Anyways, guys, I don't want to talk too much. They're already back, as you already heard. And I want to hear more on these patronizing response from Brigadier Gininda to Nxumalo, who is not budging, by the way. Nxumalo, I like the way he does things. I really do. Anyways, we'll talk a little bit later. I might give you an update as to what's going on in here, but we'll talk about that later. Please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. See you later. Bye.